All three of us, daily episode, the squad, we together today, man. We're going to talk about Eddie Jackson being fully cleared and healthy and the expectations coming into the season for him. We're going to talk about where the Bears core were ranked in ESPN. You know they be tripping and hating on Chicago nonetheless. And we're going to talk about Ryan Poles inviting former Bears players to practice. We're going to get to all that and more right after this.
You are now tuned in to Chicago Bears Central, your number one place for all Chicago Bears news and content.
All right, Bears fans, welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. Bobby, C-Dubb, Haize, we in the building today, holding it down. First Wednesday that all three of us are going to be together from now on.
Sir.
Fellas, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Eddie Jackson is cleared. He was a full participant in the mandatory minicamp today that kicked off, or yesterday that kicked off. And so there are a lot of expectations. We talked about expectations around so many people on this Bears team, but Eddie Jackson as well, with 31 years old, up for a contract extension here shortly, was on pace to have a great season last year before he got hurt. What are the expectations for Eddie Jackson coming into the season, fellas?
Well, for Eddie Jack, man, I think he's just gonna continue where he left off, bro. Eddie Jackson was definitely one of the best safeties in the league before he got injured last year, and I expect him to be even more determined to prove that he is at that level because he has that contract coming up. So expect the best out of Eddie Jackson, man. I never wavered on the abilities and skills of Eddie Jackson, bro, and I'm gonna continue believing in him.
Yeah, I think Eddie Jackson, man. First, I want to shout him out because ever since, you know what I'm saying, he put it out there. Look, it's all, let's go. I ain't no time off. I want to get back healthy. I want to get back with my team. So he been in there, even though he has not been a participant that much with a lot of activity. He been on the sideline, putting in that work, in there, working with the trainers, getting his body right. And I think the expectation is just clear. Let's go ahead and let's cap off an entire season of excellent football from Eddie Jackson. It was cut short by the injury. I expect him to go ahead and have a bounce back season. You know what I'm saying? And I expect him to have a Pro Bowl type season just because I think now, look, we said it earlier last year. You know what I'm saying? When Jaquan Brisker got here, Eddie Jackson operates the best when he's able to roam and be free and do his thing like he did with Adrian Amos. Adrian Amos went to the ops of the Green Bay Packers, and then it was kind of rough a little bit. I'll keep honest, but as soon as he got a solid, strong safety next to him and Jaquan Brisker, everything went right back up, and I think he should be ready to go. And I see Pro Bowl.
Yep.
Damn, that's what's up. I have the utmost expectations for Eddie Jackson. When you look at, I think he stepped into last season realizing that he's going to have to take on more of a leadership role as we got considerably younger last season. We got even younger again this season. I think our average age, we'll talk about in the next segment, is 25 years old. Yep. So Eddie Jackson, regardless, he's been in the league 6 years. I said he was 30. He's 29 years old. He'll turn 30 this season, but ultimately, he stepped into a leadership role. Like you said, he was on pace for a career year. In 12 games, he had 80 tackles, and his career high is 82. And he did that in 12 games. He was on pace to have to bust through any kind of expectations and records he set for himself last season. So, I expect that to continue. And then, Jaquan Brisker's already talked about he's been used in both safety positions so far in OTAs and the mini camp. So I think that's going to free up Eddie Jackson, like you said, to roam a little bit more. Eddie Jackson's on pace to have a great season. And, he went down with injury, but he seems motivated. He seems ready to go. And I tell you what, an excited Eddie Jackson gets me excited for this defense, man.
Absolutely. And to add to that, Eddie Jackson's been through a lot on the field and off the field. Excellent. And that did nothing but made him stronger. And I like this guy's resolve. And he's just going to prove a lot of haters wrong. There's some haters out there on Eddie Jackson. I'll see why. But he going to show them why. He going to show them why he one of the best.
And lastly, I just say, man, shout out to him because he came in and he just adjusted, to the new GM, the new coach, and he fit in well. And he honestly one of those players I hope can really just finish his career with. I know it's not that likely. I know the chances are very, very slim because players move around a lot. But he one of those players I root for that can really just end his career, with one team.
Yeah, that'd be great. Listen, I love having players that are career Bears, man. It's something special about it. And because, like you said, you don't get it a lot. He has 1 year left on his deal. after this year, and that's the 2024 season. So just because Bobby said that, does Eddie Jackson get another contract with the Chicago Bears? What are you guys willing to say?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
I
say
think
yes.
it's gonna have to be at a discount.
Yeah, that's the thing. We
And
know
that's what makes it tough for me.
penny pitching poles, bro, like that.
Oh
Eddie
no!
Jackson
real.
right now, $13 million he's getting paid this season, 14 and a half he's getting paid the season after. If he wants to come back, he's gonna have to come at a discount because, like, going into age 32 is what he'll do with when it's time for him to get that next contract. Hey, listen, from what we've seen about Poles so far, I don't see it unless he's willing to take. Like, I just got it.
Clarence Rack.
That's not to say anything about Eddie Jackson's ability. I think Eddie Jackson's going to perform great. I just think Poles, that value he looks at in contracts, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I'm like 40% sure that he get the next contract, bro.
But Eddie Jackson could, he might take a discount. If you look at the talent and the possibility of this defensive backfield, he may be like, "Oh man, I want to be a part of this. I want to be a leader of this," because he is the leader, the de facto leader in the defensive backfield. So it's possible. It's possible.
For sure.
We'll see. We'll see. Let's hope the best for Eddie Jackson as he comes into this season. And talking about expectations for this season, ESPN Seth Walder ranked every core, and he ranked the Chicago Bears 25th. We were behind the Vikings, the Lions, and the Packers. The Vikings number 13, Lions number 18, and Packers 24th. What the fuck is he smoking? I'm sorry, I gotta be frank.
Hey, bro.
Come on, bro.
Bro, this is weird. I thought I was looking at NFL Street because it was the five players he put on there. And then I thought he was going to go with the best players on the team or something like that. Yeah. But when you got your core, maybe it's a middle line, a linebacker, a quarterback, a safety, a left tackle. But Braxton Jones ain't nowhere near close one of our best players. And it's okay. I understand why he ranking this way because he doesn't know. Nobody really knows because this is a newly assembled team. This is new. Nobody know how they're going to play on the field. They are a very talented team, more talented than last year, way more. So I'm going to err on the fact that I don't care what nobody put on a piece of paper because they really don't know.
I mean, to me, the Chicago slander continues, and it's okay. I'm ready for all the smoke, just like we said last year. We was ready for the smoke, and we accepted it, and we put it right back in y'all face. It did not translate to wins, but we definitely started to put some people on notice and getting recognition for some of the top teams and top players around the NFL that came into Soldier Field, or when we went to their stadium and we played them, and they was like, "Damn, it's Justin Field, the dog." So when I'm looking at this list, okay, I understand the Vikings when it come down to Kirk Cousins and Jetta. Fine, cool. But my only problem is that, like, how the hell are we so far behind when it comes to the Lions and the Packers? I get it. But the quarterbacks are very comparable to Justin Fields. Jared Goff, Jordan Love is an unproven guy. You know what I'm saying? So, Christian Watson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, nice players.
Nice.
But far ahead, I don't know. But the way I look at the list is that this is bulletin board material. These guys need to go ahead and soak it up and just go out here and get ready to perform. These outlets and media outlets, they already crapping on the Bears. We got some people putting that the Bears still gonna finish at the bottom of the NFC North. We gonna take it for what it really is, and we just gonna leave it at that because, hey, that's what they gonna do. They gonna throw the slander, especially at Justin Fields and the core. But I can argue that DJ Moore is right up there. I would give the nod to Jetta, but right after that, DJ Moore fit right in when it comes to wide receivers. And if you're looking at Tremaine Edmonds, you could definitely say he matches up pretty damn well against some of those other linebackers within the division.
Yep.
That's a great point. That's a great point. I hate that it's a continued thing to just keep underrating Chicago teams, and specifically the Bears. And I get it. Some of it is earned. We won 3 games last season. And you're going to have some level of doubt no matter what improvements you make when you were a 3-14 team. I understand that. Do not get me wrong. But when you look at the Packers and their roster, and if you tell me that they are markedly better than the Chicago Bears roster, I have the right to smack you in your goddamn.
Bro.
That's the way that I feel.
What the
Like there are some things that even with objectivity, I know I'm a lifelong Bears fan and maybe I'm a little bit jaded. But in looking at that, and I already know the Packers fans going to come in the comments. I don't give a damn. Y'all roster sucks. Like, let's just be clear.
Be
here,
real,
bro. Y'all
Drip.
roster sucks.
Yeah.
Y'all had an all-time great quarterback and could barely keep that shit together. At that, you mean to tell me you think Jordan Love's gonna come in and all of a sudden y'all come on, bro? Like y'all, the way that we keep wanting to throw slander upon our teams, bro, is really fucking disrespectful, man. Like Jordan Love ain't proved shit.
Nothing.
And to get me right, I can understand if you want to say Justin Fields ain't proved shit, but you know what we've seen is Justin Fields dance all over NFL defenses and make them realize, oh shit, that boy is fast.
Yeah.
Jordan Love ain't did shit,
bro.
And I'm tired of it, bro. I'm real tired. I like we just deal with the shit every day, bro. And even before becoming like a content creator, you know, you kind of just dealt with it as a fan and just realized it's always gonna be a thing. But like, I got a platform now, goddamn it, so I'm gonna speak out against it. That's bullshit.
Oh.
That's what it is. It's bullshit.
It definitely is bullshit because when you're looking at, even if I mentioned linebacker, wide receiver, bro, you cannot tell me Harrison Smith a few years ago, that's the safety for the Vikings. Solid. But as of the last 3-4 years, he's not on Eddie Jackson's level, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I gotta, nitpick and do what we do just like how they do. But again, man, we gonna take it. But we know the narrative gonna start to turn around once the Bears hit their stride this season, for sure.
Just graded. You can't even grade all 5 players in the same light. Like the quarterback got to be the most important. So you saying a quarterback in Jordan Love, who only threw 100 professional passes in the NFL, who've been in the NFL longer than Justin Fields, is graded higher than Justin Fields. Y'all crazy, G.
Ah.
You know it's gonna happen, but it is what it is.
And the thing too is that you're starting to see it's this. Do I want to say this?
Say it.
The constant doubt and shade thrown upon black quarterbacks still in 2023 is fucking disgusting. It's so many that they're so quick to try to label black quarterback as one thing. And I know Jordan Love also black quarterback. This isn't just about Jordan Love versus Justin Fields anymore. This is the fact that you have seen there's been a change and a shift. And the fact of the matter is that these outlets keep this damn mindset that you got to constantly throw doubt upon black quarterbacks like we are not supposed to be in that position is fucking disgusting. And I tell you what, you keep doubting it. You can keep you can keep trying to label us running backs, whatever the fuck you want to do. But the guard is changing.
Mm-hmm.
The future of the quarterback ain't the blonde haired, blue eyed white guy anymore.
No.
You got to get over it, man.
Yes,
you got to get over it.
Yes. Yeah.
Come on.
That's a great point, man. Great point, for real.
Beautifully said. And it need to be said, man, because it's very underlying, and we don't want to say it. Even though Justin Fields, he definitely got to improve, but that is true what my man Drip said, for sure.
Yeah.
You got look at it. Look at Philadelphia with the Eagles,
I was just
right?
gonna say that.
Look at every week we have had black quarterbacks win MVPs, and still after they're like, is this guy actually a quarterback?
Crazy.
What the
They
fuck?
still for real though, because you still got people questioning Lamar Jackson and he was an MVP, and the numbers show that he can pass within the pocket.
It's crazy, bro. It's really crazy and it's really disgusting. And it's almost like this thing that's just ingrained in the football that everybody just deals with and nobody really wants to address or call out. Well, fuck it. Like I said earlier, I got a platform. I'm gonna call it out. Y'all better stop sleeping on these black quarterbacks.
Bro, we got one. Ooh, we got a great one over here, boy.
Like seriously, we live in a time period where fucking Mark Sanchez was looked at as a better prospect than some black quarterbacks nowadays, and everybody knew when Mark Sanchez was coming into the goddamn NFL, it was gonna be a long shot for him to ever be a consistent starting quarterback.
Yeah, it was easy playing with Reggie Bush and them, huh?
It's just that narrative every single year, especially when we talk about the draft as well. Because what happened within the last few weeks? Oh, CJ Stroud is this type of person. Oh, Will Levis, he's been shocking the world and on his program. Like, bro, every single year, if the top 2 quarterbacks is a person of color or a black man, they're gonna insert that one, just like how Justin Fields got drafted after Zach Wilson and he ain't did shit.
Just look at our history and what's that kid we got from North Carolina? And
Mitch
look at
Trubisky.
Patrick Mahomes down there. Is the greatest, maybe the greatest quarterback ever. And this guy didn't even play like a whole. What did he play? 1 year of college football,
Yeah.
or did he even play that long? Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah,
So
it
I don't
wasn't a
know.
lot. So
I don't know.
And the NFL's so ready to crown. Like Will Levis got drafted in the second goddamn round. And don't get me wrong, there's been some great quarterbacks taken there. But there's so much made of this thing between him and Tom Brady, and it was emotional. Shut the fuck up, bro. Come on, man. Don't nobody give a fuck about Will Levis, bro. Come on,
No,
man.
bro. I ain't even heard his name. They tried to pump his name into the mix. I ain't even hear about him. You feel me?
Bro, they it's this whole thing where they put like this. Tom Brady recorded this message for Will Levis. Don't nobody give a fuck, bro.
yeah, when
Well,
he
let's
sat
help
down,
him read it.
when Tom Brady sat down with all the draft process, the quarterbacks, and pretty much was like, it doesn't matter if you're a second round quarterback, you could still go be great. Type shit. So that's what it was.
It's a little pep talk.
Yeah, yeah.
That shit ain't
Will
gonna
Levis
help
and
him read a cover four.
his
Fuck.
his crooked ass lining, bro. Get that man up off my TV screen, bro. Like, anyway, man, going to the last topic, man. Ryan Poles, once again, we talked about this. Was one of the first topics that we talked about, when we started the show last year, is Ryan Poles inviting former Bears players and how important it is to have the history of Bears players and have that transition, have that mentorship between the younger players, inviting former Bears players to practice and to have lunch. Ryan Poles saying this: those relationships are important. These guys who played for the Bears put a lot of time into making the organization into what it is today. Ryan Poles continue bringing the history into this franchise. Bobby, how you feeling about it, bro?
I'm feeling great about it. Since they walked through the door as GM and head coach, these guys have put an emphasis on involving Bears legends. Why do people think the Ravens are who they are? Because they include players of the past who had built the culture. Why do people want to come back and be a part of the Steelers? Hell, even the Philadelphia Eagles. Those type of organizations is what people idolize and glorify and say, damn, that's a great organization. Because we know when Brian Urlacher was out the door, it did not end well. Peanut Tillman did not end well. Lance Briggs did not end well. Devin Hester. We can go on and on and on. But they are righting these wrongs, because to have a great team and to have great success, you need to have great culture. That's what it comes down to. You can have the best players. You can have the best player, the best fucking team. But if you don't have that continuity, if you don't have that culture built in with player buy-in, you ain't going nowhere. This is a great start to building a great foundation for years to come. So shout out to these guys that's in charge right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And it's definitely about the culture. And also it's about the fans. This is one of the most beloved franchises in sports. The Chicago Bears, one of the founding teams in the NFL, you want to say. So you know how much the Bears love their great players who played for this team, and they would like them to be a part of a winning team or a competitive team. So it's a great move by Ryan Poles. He continues to play chess. I fuck with Poles, bro.
And he's building the correct culture, right? And that's the thing that, like, we're still really establishing and letting that new culture of this new regime set in. And Ryan Poles is doing such a great job at drafting the right guys with the right mentality, has a coach that brings in that mentality as well. They've really empowered young players. This new regime has not been hesitant to rely heavily on young players, even with, some faults, and let them go through those growing pains. And we actually have an organization that, like, is not only thinking about the future, but thinking about how incorporating the past success into the young players now is going to help prepare them for the future and hopefully the success that's going to come with that as well. Like, Ryan Poles is a genius, bro. Like, it's just real talk. Like, he's done so much well in establishing. Now it's like you've gotten the players, you got the foundation set on both sides of the ball. Now we just need to start executing and growing together and letting the continuity build with these players. But I just love how Ryan Poles is coming to the Chicago Bears organization and really is just had the right mindset and mentality. And this is something that we've been a dysfunctional organization.
Yes.
Like, kind of, I mean, dysfunctional may be wrong, but disjointed organization. To Bobby's point, like, some of the players that have gone away and have didn't leave on the best terms with the organization, we're seeing them incorporated back into the franchise. And I tell you what, like, you have a player like Tyreek Stevenson. If you can't tell me that if you don't let Peanut Tillman get in his ear a little bit, it's not going to help some. So,
oh yeah, absolutely right, man. It's always good, and I'm a speak in terms of the fans. It's always good for the fans to see those old school players that didn't leave in a good light to come back and see that they could still come and be a part of the team. And you got to credit that to Ryan Poles. Like, man, we need these guys. This city needs these guys. This team needs these guys. My players need these guys. So it's a great move by Ryan Poles, but he's still waiting on that genius stuff for me.
This mofo.
we know. Hey, listen. Ryan Poles, that we could make it to the damn NFC Championship game, and C-Dubb's gonna be like, "Now do it again."
Get him there, man. Look, but I'm with y'all though, man. We definitely gotta continue to push this thing forward. It's definitely been it's great to see. I definitely want to, we've been hearing about Urlacher, definitely hearing a lot about Tillman. No Lance Briggs is involved. Let's get Matt Forte in the building. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get Matt Forte in the building. It was one
one
that did not end well for sure. Let's get Matt Forte in the building. He had a nice run with us.
Okay, and then let me say this. I love the 85 Bears. I love them. They won our only Super Bowl. But it's good they come in with those successful teams like the Peanut Tillman and the Urlacher and the Lance Briggs. Let's not always run to your Mike Singletary's and 85 Bears. I love them, but let's get these young players with some people that can probably mostly relate to them, bro.
Yeah, because you got to think of the 85 Bears are an all-time great team, one of the best teams in NFL history. But as we get further and further away from that, this new generation of Bears fans, they don't have that same reverence for the team like we do, right?
Yes.
So it's important that you incorporate the modern day. And I love that you brought up Matt Forte because he is a modern day Chicago Bears legend. And regardless of how it worked out or not, how it ended or not, that man is an all-time great Chicago Bear. And I tell you what, getting him in Roshan Johnson's ear, you can do a lot worse than that.
That'll work out for me. We got a bet, fellas. That'll work for me.
Hey, we'll see, man. We'll see. I'm not gonna lie to you. It still is a little salty to the fact that Forte played those 2 seasons with the Jets. He was that close to ending it, being a career Bear and letting that be the only jersey he wore, bro.
He was so solid, man. He was solid, man. He could do absolutely everything on the field, catch it, run it. Man, the dude, pass protection. Come on, dude. He's one of the greatest, top 5 running back in Bears history. And that's saying something because we always had great.
To me, he's 3.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's 3 for me.
It's Sweetness, Sayers, and Forte. That's it.
What you gonna do with Neil Anderson? Y'all just go.
He's right there at number 4.
Okay, I gotta respect it.
I got Forte above.
I will respect.
I'm gonna go that route.
You go that route too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe that's my bias because I got to see Forte's whole career from start to finish, bro. The whole entire thing, and it was literally I remember Forte because my pops wasn't that high when we drafted Forte, and I remember I'm like, well, damn, he did pretty damn good in Tulane. Poppy was like, I don't know, man. I can't remember who he won. There was another running back in that draft he wanted the Bears to draft, and when I tell you, bro, that by the end of that first season, me and my pops both had Forte, bro. Hey, listen. So hey, man, it's amazing, bro. Forte had an amazing career with the Chicago Bears, bro.
Sir.
And we want to see this new generation and who's going to pop up because I tell you what, there are a lot of potential ones that you can look at on this roster and look at and say they got the potential to really do some things with longevity with the Bears. And let's hope that we're setting that groundwork where we got some players that are going to be here 6, 7, 8 years because I would love to see that.
Hey, man, being a Bears legend, man, that's something different, bro. You could probably go to a restaurant, don't got to pay for your food. No, I'm lying. In Chicago, you paying for every damn thing, bro. But if
you even got to pay for a plastic bag.
Oh, bro. But being a Bears legend, Joe, that's something different, bro. That's something different. Dick Buck is still getting all kinds of love, bro. You come on. Mike
Jonathan Stewart, that's who it was. That my pops
Stewart, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, hey, gotta make those new Chicago legends, man. Anything left, fellas, before we get up out of here?
Nope. Glad to see y'all on Hump Day, baby. The whole squad.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all do y'all thing and bear down.
Y'all make sure y'all stay focused on what we bringing, because I'm telling y'all now that the team's all together on Wednesdays, Wacky Wednesday, whatever you want to call it, we finna have fun. Man.
Let's go, baby.
That's it.
Let's get it.
All right, Bobby, go ahead and send us home, bro.
Hey, you want more for me and Unc? Hit us up on Shy Bulls Podcast. And if you want more for the main man, Haize, hit him up on all social media platforms at CEO Haize. And bear down.
Bear down.
Hey, man, shout out to Lauren Cox, weird ass. You guys can follow us collectively at Shy Bear Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoBearCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, we'll leave us a text message and our voicemail for the weekend mailbag episodes 773-242-9336. We are the number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related because of you guys. Chi-Town up, Bear down. We out this bitch. Peace, y'all.
Bro.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.